It's 105.1 The Bounce, and we are so excited to talk to two lovely individuals today because we are kicking off Pride Month with a bang. Ferndale Pride is happening very soon, and I'm so excited to have Julia and Michael with us today. Introduce yourselves.
Hi, my name's Julia Music. I am the Executive Director of Ferndale Pride.
And my name is Michael Christian, and I am the co-owner of Motor City Drag Kings, and we produce all the drag elements at Pride.
Yes. Well, one, thank you for being here. And the first question that I feel like I have to ask is, why is Ferndale Pride Festival so important, and why should everyone come?
Well, I think Ferndale Pride Festival is so important because we raise money for nonprofits. And in the last 14 years, we've been able to raise over $500,000 and donate that right back into our community. And that money actually helps people from all over the state of Michigan. It's really kind of a cool thing that we get to do. It's also free to the public, and we do that through sponsorships. So that's another fun part about our festival, and that's why we think everyone should be there, is because it's free. So no barrier to entry.
Exactly. And that's what I love about it. Not only is it free and accessible to the public, but it's also the largest in Michigan. Is that correct?
It's one of the largest. We have 6 large Pride festivals in Michigan, and then there are about 49 others. So there are a lot throughout the state.
And what makes Ferndale's so special? Because this was my first year coming to Ferndale Pride. What about this community makes it so much better?
Well, I think it's real grassy rootsy. I mean, the whole way that we started working together was Michael said, "Hey, I have an idea. Can I come sit and talk on your porch?" And
we were neighbors at the time.
And I was like, "Sure, why not, neighbor?" And he said, "I would love to work on the drag show very seriously." And that's how all of this came about. So, Michael, I guess you could probably share a little bit about what you did after that.
Yeah, I think Ferndale Pride's so special because it ends up being, because it's so free and equitable, it ends up being a lot of people's first. And it's really accessible. Like, other ones are super gated, long lines, all that. And not to say that we don't have security, but it's right on 9 Mile in the heart of downtown Ferndale. So it's super accessible. And Julia is willing to take any and all ideas. Like, there was necessarily no problem with the drag show, but I was like, hey, I have this idea. You want to get some kings involved, trans men involved, give them a bigger platform. That would be awesome. Like, obviously advocating for myself and our company, but we know all the queens and we have really great relationships and we had experience producing shows. So to me, it was an easy fit to kind of like shoot for the stars, but not really like shoot for the moon. I wasn't trying to get to like this major, I wasn't trying to go to New York and be like, hey, I'm little, pick me. I was like one of the biggest in Michigan, but still within reach.
Exactly. So what has been the best, most memorable part of planning 2025's version so far?
Well, this year has definitely been very different, and I think the most memorable part for me so far has just been the community pitch-in. It's been incredible. We didn't get those giant sponsors that we usually get that are kind of our anchors, and then we fill in with some smaller sponsors, and we're able to build fit the bill that way. That didn't happen this year, but what happened was people were going to their neighbors, their coworkers, and saying, "Who do you know at what company? How can we find all these little companies?" And then individuals came in with giant donations, and so like it feels like we're doing this specifically to give back to the community that gave to us.
Wow. That really is like the purpose of a Pride Festival, at least in my eyes, is bringing the community together and having the community see itself. So for the mere fact that it was funded in a way by the community is incredible. It just makes it a lot more accessible, and it feels like you were a part of the movement of it all.
Yeah, and it honestly, for me, I'm just so thankful because it was a much more difficult sell this year. There were a lot more people to talk to, but everybody working together really changed things.
And what organizations or what people do you want to specifically shout out right now who helped with the process?
Ooh, there are a lot of people. It's like a list of about 97. BASF came on as a big new sponsor. The Lofts and the Lofts over in Ferndale, which is a whole area, and then we have a whole second area from the Lofts. I have to look at their name one more time. So they came on and bought a whole stage for us.
Wow.
And they're a local they're local. So that was incredible for us.
And they can find probably the rest of the people who helped on the website, correct?
FerndalePride.com. And then if you look at our sponsors, you'll see lists and lists of everyone who helped out.
And I heard the announcement that was dropped that one of the stage lineup was given. Can you share a little tidbit of who is going to be at Pride Festival this year?
Yes. So we have 3 headliners, and then we also have an incredible drag lineup. So I'm going to just share the 3 headliners because I think you're hinting at that as well. Yes. Over on our dance stage, we'll have Remarkable and Stacy Hot Wax Hal. So very excited for those 2 DJs. They were excited to work back to back. They both have a lot of admiration for each other, and they're both headline-worthy DJs. So very excited about that. Over on our main stage down at Planavon, Batty Brooks is going to be headlining this year, and I just adore Batty. She's also the reigning Miss Trans Michigan, so she will be serving in both roles. And then, Michael, you can talk more about our giant drag lineup.
Yeah, this year's awesome for us because last year I really got sassy and they gave me a microphone and a stage and I actually went out and I was like, hey, the drag show's only an hour. Let's make some noise if we want Julia to make it 2 and put her on the spot. And we got our way. So it's a bigger job this year. Teddy and I are working really hard on it, but we have all the title holders in the Michigan, Metro Detroit area. Miss Gigi's, Mr. Gigi's, Miss Amateur, Miss Gigi's Classic, Vicki Gordon, who's actually going to be our oldest drag queen that hits the stage this year. In the past, she's been the mascot as Gordon. So that's awesome. Bentley James will be hosting, Dante Gabbana, Courtney Charles. I'm just going to shout their names out.
Go ahead.
Cool. Elvis DeVille, Jaja Shi, Blanca Sapphire, Lindsay K. Taylor, Diamond Dene, Jewel Jubilee, Lex Hunter, Jaden Black, D'Angela Show Shannon. We have production numbers. DDL is producing a number for us. Chanel Hunter, Sabin, Monica Devereaux, Valentina Rose, Deja Van Cartier, Victoria Sanchez, and of course Teddy, my brother, the co-producer of the show. He'll be in the show. So we packed it. She said you could have 2 hours, and we wanted to not give a limited cast multiple numbers, but really give a lot of people their time to shine. So super excited about it.
This is a full production that you are creating. It will be.
There, I know a lot of the girls are working together and they're doing production numbers. We have a male group doing production numbers. There's people like mixes coming in that are interwoven where someone's on the stage and someone else is on the stage and the first person is back on the stage. It's going to be a great show.
I feel like at this point, I need to just figure out what I'm getting myself into. Because, like, besides DC Pride Festival, which is a huge thing on its own, like, this will, again, will be my first time. So for any other first-timers who are hearing all of these big names and hearing all of the work that you guys are putting into, they might feel a little intimidated, even though we've already established that it's free and accessible to people. But what's some advice for someone who's coming to Ferndale Pride for the first time?
Well, one of my biggest pieces of advice is if you can park and ride or take even the fast bus in, that will actually be a lot easier on you.
So that's going to save my life?
Yes, we have little limited parking in Ferndale. So we have some drop-off stations at Incubazo over at the high school and over at Kulik Center. And then we're working in partnership with Smart Bus, and those drivers will bring people in and out of the city all day. That will alleviate some of your stress. Look where you park, because you don't want to park under a no parking sign in Ferndale. You will definitely get a ticket that day. And then if you do know someone in Ferndale, park at their house and walk in. Hydrate, bring water. That is another big thing. You want to make sure that you're drinking water all day long. We'll have a free water station. BASF helped us out with that.
Yes.
It's over by our Rainbow Crosswalk. Make sure you get from one end to the other. It goes all the way from Livernois to Woodward, which is a very large festival.
Wow.
There are 9 food trucks and 3 other food stations, so there's some treats to pick up along the way. Our bars and restaurants are open. Orchid will be open till 4 a.m.
Sheesh.
So if you are working a later shift and still want to come out and party, we will be in Ferndale all night. It's a really, really incredible day.
I love it. Well, thank you for the tip about the parking, because I am not about to get caught up.
Yeah, at all. For sure.
And what is the easiest way that people can get involved to help you guys facilitate all the incredible events that you guys do throughout the year, including the Pride Festival?
So we need a lot of volunteers. We are still short I would say about 50 volunteers for the Day of Pride. If you go to ferndalepride.com and click on Get Involved, you will see multiple ways to get involved. We have things going on before the festival, helping us load the truck. We have the day of the festival, and a lot of that stuff happens before the festival even starts. So if you want to help out, go home, take a nap. We don't even start the main stage till 12:30, so you have a lot of time. And then we have stuff the day after. And then we also have a golf scramble later in the year, and we need lots of volunteers, we need players, we need whole sponsors. So we have all sorts of fun things going on all the way through June.
I love that. And I feel like I was remiss to not bring up this reading with royalty. As a reader myself, I'm obsessed with it. I saw my lovely sister, Diamond, on the lineup. So can you explain about reading with royalty, please?
Yeah, for sure. I will. It's a take on the drag queens in the library, but we are super inclusive. So we have all the royalty in Michigan, Mr. Trans Michigan's reading, Teddy's reading. So you have drag kings, trans men presenting as themselves. Like you said, your sister Diamond Danae. Lindsay K. Taylor's reading, so she is headed to an international competition for the trans community. Blanca Sapphire is kicking us off. She's reading. She was Miss Trans Michigan last year, and she was actually the Advocate of the Year for the National Pageantry System for all the work she did with Ferndale Pride. So we've got a little bit of everybody. Austin King will be coming over from the Grand Rapids side. He's actually a teacher. So we do have like all kinds of people on every sort of spectrum and waves, and the kids will come, sit. They each have 2 books, but they also planned games and planned some giveaways and cute stuff because a lot of them are parents and uncles too.
Right. So,
and it's in the children's area. They're going to be signing autographs. I know they're doing some themed costumes that the kids are going to be pumped about. Yes. So I really love adding that, and the kids loved it last year, and they were waiting, and some of the readers were so fast, and I was like, this year you should plan because the kids want to stay to the next one. So, trick their parents into staying by closing the gap. Don't leave dead air on stage.
Exactly, but I love that you guys are so intentional on making this festival accessible for all generations, not just thinking about the people who are affected, but also the kids also need to know how beautiful it is to be themselves as well, because you never know who you can change their lives for.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that whole area is also sign interpreted. So deaf and hard of hearing people, please make sure you check out our events. There is a symbol on our website to make sure that you know that things are sign interpreted.
That's incredible.
Yeah, and also I should just say in that area, there's a place for kids to make. Anyone to make bracelets, friendship bracelets for yourself and to pass out in the crowd that day. There's also aerial acrobatics going on. There's a place for breastfeeding and chest feeding and lactation consulting, a place to feed your young babies as well, and then also a popsicle booth. So
I'll be there. That's where Diamond and I will be if you're looking for us.
And a 3D rock climbing wall with different ability levels. So it's a very packed festival with lots to do.
Yeah.
What the heck? A rock climbing wall? I'm going to be at the popsicle stand with you.
See, that's where we'll be signing autographs. If you see us, please approach.
I love this. So obviously it's going down May 31st.
Yes.
What are you doing to prepare yourselves for this momentous day?
I am walking 10,000 steps a day right now because we do over 18,000 on the day of,
Wow.
even though we use golf carts from the majority of the day.
Wow.
So that is my prep. That and just, focusing on the event. I love this event. Michael, what are you doing?
I do. I have found myself walking around work a lot more instead of standing still. I'm trying to get in the habit of being hydrated because I know this is bad. I don't like the taste of water. So I will just move on and forget. And then the show's at 6 p.m. and they're like, what is wrong with you? Because I get there at 6 a.m., go home, shower, come back by 11:30, and then I'm there all day working. And they're like, what is wrong with you? You have to go on stage. I was like, I might not. I don't know. So I'm trying to drink more water, be more intentional about that. And then for the drag aspect, I'm working with everybody on their mixes and, what music is appropriate, what's going to get the city a fine, what's going to get...
Right.
Please don't.
Sewing things, rhinestoning things. Teddy and I are talking almost daily about it. Is this person's music getting on this time? Did they send their promo? Did they do this? So
you got a fit. I'm sorry. So you got a clothes that you're gonna wear, like a couple outfits that you're gonna change it to?
I have multiple that day. Yes,
I know that's right.
And most
I
of
do.
I only wear work clothes because I am not an entertainer. But most of our queens and kings either can make their own costumes, can sew, or they work with people in our community who can. But I've seen whole parties where an outfit's out and everyone from the community gathers around with rhinestones, and everyone's just going to town getting rhinestones on. That's how you get those looks.
Nice.
So it's really kind of a cool thing to see the talent in this community.
There's a lot. There's a lot of parties, and earlier when we were asking about being something about being approachable, the kings and queens and entertainers, they change their costumes multiple times a day, their stage costumes, but then we do have walk-arounds, they're called. If you see us walking around, please approach. Don't be scared. Even if we're eating, like, we're there for you. We purposely put this on and walked around to take photos and meet people.
Right.
So just make sure you do approach and don't be like, oh my God, it's Michael. Because I'm going to hear you and come over.
Don't you just
so
love
you
when
know,
you know
I'm
that
coming to call you
someone
out.
is legitimately like talking about you and like wanting to come up to you, and you're just like, you can, like, it's okay,
Yeah.
friend, like, come
Oh,
through.
friend.
Yeah, especially everyone's.
That's why we came outside.
Everyone should
Right.
have their sash on, so it'll
Yeah.
be really easy to identify those folks holding those titles too. So
Yeah.
please go up and take pictures and post them on your social media.
Wow, you guys are doing so much work for this Pride Festival. One, thank you, because all of the work that you guys are putting into it means a lot. It means a lot to me, the city, and everyone who's a part of it. So thank you for all of your work. I know it's tireless. But if there's any last words that you want to share that will recommend people to come, if there's any words that you want to share about the festival, please go ahead and do so.
I'm going to recommend that you come at the beginning of the day, take a break, and then go see what you want. Make sure you stay hydrated, but make sure you're at the opening ceremonies. Julia always has special speakers planned and awesome things, and you'll meet the title holders. But immediately following that is that third drag piece we added, the newcomer show, and these entertainers are pumped and excited because we've worked really hard to make sure they've never performed at a Pride before.
Wow.
At any. So some of them are new title holders, but they've never been at Pride and they've never had that big stage and big crowd. So we want to be there at the beginning of the day to make it the biggest that it could be. It is hosted by Ariana Love Hunter, who hosts Wednesday nights at Gigi's. And then we have Virgil CL, Luscious Minge, Sir Guy, Natty Apple, Belladonna Mars, and Luna Banks. So I just want to try to get everybody out there at 12 and stay till 1.
12:30.
Well, 12 for the opening ceremonies.
12:30.
Oh, 12:30.
Your call time is 12.
Oh my gosh.
You have to be there at 12.
Well, I was going to be early because I was be there
Everybody else,
11:30. So there we go.
Thank you, Michael. We're excited about the newcomers show being at the beginning too. We really wanted to make drag a really big theme this year. And for me, just please check out our website, www.ferndalepride.com. I'm a pretty old lady for learning the back end of a website, so please look at all those things that we've posted there. Join us for our events, join us for Pride, and thank you so much for sharing this with the community.
Always, always. Thank you, Julia and Michael, for being here.
Thank you so much.